Hello and welcome to part 2 of my 2020 favorites, which is going to be makeup. So if you watched my first video, my skincare favorites of 2020, you will know that I am doing top 10 style this year instead of just going category to category. I made it a little bit more challenging for myself because it really was very difficult to pick out just 10 things that I loved for a whole year. Makeup and I had an interesting relationship in 2020 because if you live in a place like me, most of my year was spent wearing a mask. So a lot of this year I didn't wear very much makeup. So when I sat down to pick out all of these things, I realized that I don't have these things that I reach for every single day. So the answers were not clear cut. I had to really think about what my top 10 was for makeup. So in the end, I am very confident in what I chose. Okay, so I did rank all these products the same way I did in the skincare category. Before I jump in, I do want to say like my preferences. I prefer like nude, neutral tones. I prefer a luminous finish. I'm not here for powders and stuff. I definitely didn't include like a setting powder because honestly, I don't set my makeup like ever. I do set my under eyes if I'm using concealer when I'm wearing a mask because the mask rubs all on there and I feel like it does do something for longevity. But yeah, I'm a luminous person. I like radiant makeup, nudes, neutrals. I'm really into blush. Okay, let's jump in. So number 10 is this new palette from Buxom, and the reason that it came in at number 10 is because it's so new that I don't feel like I can put it higher, but I really do think that this might be the perfect eye and cheek palette for me. So it's the Buxom White Russian palette. It just came out recently, and it is an eye and cheek palette. So it has 6 shadows and 2 blushes, and I am really into blushes, and I'm really into these toned eyeshadows. I'm wearing it on my eyes today. I don't know if you can tell. It's like my liner and my eyeshadow is from this palette. I'm not wearing the blush today, but I do love the blush. These are just really easy to use. It's a really simple colorway that I think is very easy to mix and match. The colors are pigmented but not scary. They're workable, they're blendable, they're easy to use. I had to put this in here because like this is the perfect travel palette for me. It will not be the perfect travel palette for everyone, assuredly, but it is the perfect one for me, and it's compact, it's thin, it's lightweight. I'm obsessed with the colorway. I'm obsessed with everything about this. The blushes are incredibly formulated, so are the eyeshadows. I'm a fan. Coming in at number 9 is the Bite Beauty Changemaker, what's this called? Supercharged Micellar Foundation. So I had to really sit back and think about what my favorite foundation of 2020 was because honestly, I basically didn't wear foundation for all of 2020. I chose this one ultimately because this is the one that I reach for the most when I do wear makeup because it is so easy. It has a beautiful coverage. It's lightweight, but it's buildable. I would say that it has like a medium coverage, a solid medium coverage, but you could sheer it out to be lighter coverage if you wanted to. It has a more radiant finish. I don't find this to be matte at all, but it does set to where it's not it's not transferring to everything, you know? I'm wearing it today. I love the way it looks. I love the finish of it. I love how it sits on my skin. I love how it wears throughout a day. It doesn't crease up or patch up as badly as other formulas. It lasts a good amount of time before it starts breaking up around my smile lines and things like that. I think that it's a really good foundation. And I remember when it came out, I kind of scoffed at it for some reason. Like, I just didn't expect Bite to make a foundation, especially not one that I would love. And I ate my words. I don't think that I ever spoke badly of it or anything, but I definitely did in my mind. And then I tried it and I was like, wait, this is incredible. And it is. Coming in at number 8 is the Rituel de Fille, which I don't know if I say that right ever. Nobody's corrected me, so hopefully it's not terrible. But it's the Inner Glow Cream Pigment in the shade Lovesick. So this is essentially a cream blush. You could use it on your eyes. You could probably use it on your lips as well. But it's just beautiful. So it looks a little bit intimidating in pan, but it blends out onto the skin to be this sheer mauve-y dream. Like, it literally is so natural. It looks incredible on my skin tone. It feels incredible to apply, just the velvety texture of it. It has a sort of radiant finish. I don't feel that it dries down to be super matte, and I feel like it's so easy to work with. Like, it's really blendable. It's quite pigmented, but it does sheer down very nicely, and it's not intimidating or unapproachable, which I do find is kind of a barrier with a lot of cream blushes in particular. Like, if they're too pigmented, especially if they're hard to work with or dry down quickly, they're unapproachable. But this one I feel has enough tack, and it's blendable enough to where even a very, 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 very new beginner to makeup could easily use this and think that it looks beautiful on the skin. Coming in at number 7 is the Bare Minerals Strength and Length Mascara. I love this. I love this so much that I told my mom she had to buy it, and she loves it too. So the thing about this is, well, one, the formula is supposed to encourage lash growth, but the wand is so different. It's almost like a paddle brush you would use for your hair, but it's tiny and it's for your lashes. So you're not supposed to have to wiggle to apply. It's supposed to be really easy, which it is actually remarkably easier than a traditional mascara wand. But I just think that this makes my lashes look incredible. Now, I'm the type to totally bebop around mascaras. Like, I use a different one every single day, which I know is bad. I shouldn't have so many open because they don't last very long. But I'm just so picky with them, and I don't know. It's a whole thing. But this is one that I have used the most consistently because it really does make my lashes look really long and separated and nice. And I really, really love the formula of it. Formula and just the immediate results I think are incredible. I have 3 concealers in this video, by the way. So here's the first one. Coming in at number 6 is the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Longwear Concealer. I am obsessed with this. It is one of the best concealers I've ever used. And the reason that there are 3 concealers in this video is because most of this year I've just worn concealer like on my forehead. So I have had a lot of experience with concealers this year in particular, but concealer has always been one of my favorite items to buy. So this one in particular just blends really beautifully. It doesn't set super fast, so it doesn't get patchy or anything like that. You can work with it, and then it is sort of self-setting, but it does have like a radiance, even though it does definitely set down to the skin. It has really nice coverage. I wouldn't say that it's super high coverage, which is something that I appreciate for more minimal makeup days, but it does have enough coverage to where I do feel comfortable using it to cover like blemishes and hyperpigmented spots. And I do use it under my eyes especially. It has become one of my favorite under eye concealers because it just doesn't get all creasy the way others do. It doesn't get patchy. It has enough of, like, I don't know what the word would be, like pliability to where I can really work with it under my eyes, because I find that getting my under eye area to look perfect does take me a while. And there are some concealers that if I put on both sides before I blend them both out, like if I don't put one on and then blend it out and then put on the other, the side that I haven't worked on first does get patchy, and it does like kind of stick more, like it sets, if that makes any sense. I don't feel like I'm making sense. But this one I don't have that issue with. It's really beautiful, and the packaging is really sleek and cute. I just love it. Coming in at number 5 is the Vizier Petite Pro palette number 4. It's the apricot one. I just love the colorway of this. So I really did focus a lot more on eyeshadow this year because I was really only wearing makeup on my eyes up. So I did try to play more with fun tones, and one tone that I landed on was like a peachy apricot tone. And I really, really, really loved this shade this year. I think you can see I've probably dipped into that shade more than any other in this palette. I loved combining these two to put this really light shimmery shade on the inner corner and then this apricot peach shade all over the lid. I just thought that this was an excellent palette. Vizier shadows are incredible. They are expensive for sure. These Petite Pro palettes are on the more affordable end. I think they're in the $20 range, but they are very small. That being said, eyeshadow lasts a really long time, so a little goes a long way, I guess, in that regard. I think that these are definitely worth it, and I really love, love, love the formula of this one and the colorway in particular. Like, it has that fun peach shade, but it also has quite a few like neutral shades that could easily be wearable in any context, right? Number 4 is the Tower 28 Beach Please Magic Hour. Oh wait, Beach Please Luminous Color in the shade Magic Hour. So this is like a beautiful mauvey pink, and I had to include it because it is like my favorite shade of blush maybe ever for my skin tone. I was obsessed with it this year. I love the feel of application. It has a really nice texture. It doesn't dry down super quick. This is one that I don't feel sets super duper well. So if you use too much and don't blend it all the way, it can stay a little tacky on your skin. And there is kind of a learning curve with these because they are really pigmented. But once you get the hang of it, this provides literally the most beautiful flush. I just love the effect that this gives. I love the formula of it, and I love the wear of it. Also, the packaging is cute. Number 3 is the Rare Beauty Concealer. I don't remember like the actual name of this concealer. I know it has a fancy little cute name. I love the packaging. I love the formula. As you can see, I've gone through about half the bottle, which is incredible because I have at least 15 concealers open, which sounds terrible, but it's true. This is just a concealer with a really nice coverage, a really nice radiant finish. It's creamy, it's blendable, it wears really well, and I reach for it all the time, and I also love the packaging. Number 2 is actually a single shadow, which is so rare for me to even have, but it's the Chantecaille Luminescent Eye Shade in the shade Cheetah. And the reason I chose this is because I sometimes am very lazy with my eyeshadow and I will just put a champagne shade all over my lid, and this is the one for me. I use this to accent almost any eye look. I'm not wearing it today, but I wear this on my inner corner almost every day, if not all over my lid, because I find that that's the most flattering look for me, is like a shimmer all over, just a light shimmer. And this one in particular is so beautifully formulated. It's such a beautiful shade. I don't know if that will even show up on camera, but it's right there. It's just the most beautiful champagne gold color. It has amazing pigmentation. It blends really easily. It looks beautiful no matter what. It's just easy and perfect. And number 1 is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer. This comes in at number 1 because this is 1000% my favorite concealer. I love it. It is one of the best ever, if not the best ever, in my opinion. It has great coverage. It has great wear. It doesn't dry down to be this matte mess. It doesn't make me look all creasy. It doesn't make me look old. It just does exactly what I want it to. It sits on the skin beautifully, it wears beautifully, and it feels really nice, like nothing. It feels like nothing on the skin. So most days I'm reaching for this. Other days I'm reaching for the other 2. Some days I'm reaching for all 3 if I need a lot of coverage for some reason. And just like that, we're done with my top 10 makeup products. Makeup brought me a lot of joy this year. I know I said that I didn't wear a ton of it, and I didn't, but creating eye looks every day that were a little bit outside my zone was a joy, and the ritual of sitting down when I did do it really reminded me of how much I love makeup and how much it does help my mental health when I am able to really do my makeup. So I can't wait for a mask-free world. I know we won't get that for a while, but I can't wait until that does happen, because that means I will be able to actually express myself via my face every day again. And I would really love to hear what makeup items you loved this year down below. I would love to hear of some new things that I should try, because, you know, I'm always looking for encouragement in that realm, apparently. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I will see you very soon. Part 3 of my favorites is coming soon, if not already up. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you all soon. Happy 2021.